It is past midnight in the old capital of Japan. Over the emperor's palace, a single black cloud rolls in against the wind. From inside it comes a cry, thin and sorrowful, like nothing any god can name. Each night the cloud returns, and each night the emperor grows weaker. No one can say what is up there. And that, more than anything, is the horror of it. Tonight, the new A. Welcome to Yokai Night. Every couple of nights, I take one Japanese yokai and dig into its history, the customs that shaped it, the old legends, and its monster cousins around the world. Tonight, Japan's creature of ill omen, the Nue. The Nue is Japan's great chimera, a creature stitched from several animals at once. The head of a monkey, the body of a tanuki, the legs of a tiger, and for a tail, a living snake.
Hold on, I know this thing. It's Megumi Shikigami in Jujutsu Kaisen, the big winged one.
The very same name. Anime gave it wings and lightning, but old Japan built something stranger, and artists like Toriyama Sekian drew it into the bestiaries. We'll meet its whole modern family at the end. And here's the clever part, the Nue is named after a real bird, whose lonely cry in the dark was so eerie people believed it announced disaster.
So the monster is named after a sound?
After a sound no one could explain. Remember that, with the Nue, the fear always begins with something you can hear but cannot see. Why would anyone dream up such a creature? Step into the Heian court, 1,000 years ago. Sickness had no clear cause, a strange light, an odd sound, an eclipse, all were read as omens, messages that something was wrong with the world.
And an unexplained cry in the night
was the worst omen of all. The Nue's cry is generally matched to the Torah Tsugumi, White's thrush, a thin, wavering whistle in the pitch dark. Listen to one at 2 in the morning and you'll understand everything.
So they built a body to match the fear.
Assembled from the most unsettling parts of familiar animals. The Nue is fear itself, given a shape, because the things we cannot identify are always the most frightening of all. And this one left physical evidence. Stay to the end, and I'll show you the pond in Kyoto where a hero washed the blood from his arrowhead. The greatest Nue legend comes from the war epic, the tale of the Heike. The young Emperor Konoe had fallen mysteriously ill, waking in terror every midnight beneath that black cloud.
So, who could fight a cloud?
The court called its finest archer, Minamoto no Yori Emaso. One night he waited, watched the darkness gather over the roof, and loosed a single arrow into it.
Did he hit it?
Something shrieked and fell. His retainer Ino Hayata rushed in and finished it. And there it lay at last, the monkey, the tanuki, the tiger, the snake. They sealed the body in a hollow log and set it adrift, to carry the curse away. The moment it was gone, the emperor recovered. And notice this, for all its dread, the Nue dies fast. One arrow, one blade, and the terror of the court is over. Its power was never in fang or claw.
So the fear was always bigger than the monster. What became of the archer?
Yori Emaso was richly rewarded with a fine sword, and a poem traded with the court that's still famous. For a while, the man who shot a nightmare from the sky was the most celebrated warrior in Japan. But his end echoed the Nue's. Years later he led a doomed rebellion and took his own life at the Byo-Doin temple, the first famous samurai to do so. The hand that killed the omen could not outrun its own.
And the creature's body?
Set adrift in that hollow boat, it's said to have washed ashore again and again, which is why more than one town keeps a Nue mound, just in case the curse returned. Here's my favorite part, the Nue gave the Japanese language a word still used today. To call something Nue-like means it's impossible to pin down, shifty, ambiguous, neither one thing nor another.
Please tell me people use it for politicians.
Constantly. And the legend left Rael marks. Several towns keep a Nue Zukar, a Nue mound, where that drifting log was said to wash ashore and the creature was finally buried. To bury a fear, you first have to give it a shape. Why a monkey, a tiger, a snake? Remember the demon's compass from our Omen night. One old reading maps the Nue as parts onto that same zodiac wheel, the beasts of the ill-omened hours and directions, stitched into one body. And the Nue isn't Japan's only night voice given a body. The Taiheki tells of the E2 Mrde, an Omen bird circling the capital in plague years, shrieking until when? Until when will the dead lie unmourned? When thunder tore a tree in the night, people blamed the Raiju, a beast of lightning that falls screaming from the storm and claws its way back to the sky. And on dark roads in Kyushu, a voice drops from the old trees, the Sogari, a ghostly horse's head hanging in the branches. Hear it, they said, and ride on without looking up. Western Japan added the strangest omen of all, the kudon, a calf born with a human face that speaks a single prophecy of disaster and then dies. People trusted it so much that, as the kudon says, became legal boilerplate.
So old Japan kept a whole aviary of voices in the dark.
Here's what surprises people. Many cultures built monsters the very same way, by stitching beasts together.
Other countries have a Noah.
Cousins in spirit. In Greece, the Chimera, lion, goat, and serpent fused into one impossible body. In Persia, the Manticore, a lion's body, a man's face, and a scorpion's sting. A man-eater stitched from parts. In Egypt, the Sphinx, a lion crowned with a human head, guarding a deadly riddle. And one cousin not of body, but of role. In Ireland, the Banshee, no beast at all, but a wail in the dark whose cry, exactly like the Nuea's, foretells a death.
Everywhere, the same recipe.
Mix familiar animals, and you get something deeply wrong. So tell me, what stitched-together beast prowls your country's myths?
Why do all these look so similar?
Because we build our monsters from the same handful of fears, the predator's teeth, the serpent's venom, the eagle's reach. Mix them, and any culture arrives at something close to a chimera. Which makes the Nue strangely comforting. It's proof that, across the whole world, the human imagination flinches at exactly the same things in the dark. And the evidence is still there. In a small Kyoto park stands the Nue Ike, the pond where Yori Emaso is said to have washed his arrowhead, beside a little shrine to the creature, and across in Osaka, a Nue Zukar mound still holds the legend down. And for a creature whose whole point is being hard to picture, artists never stop drawing it. Megumi Shikigami in Jujutsu Kaisen, a summon in Boruto, a storm-throwing boss in Neo 2 and Romancing Saga 2, and Bleach Baboon and Snake Blade Zabi Emaru cut from the same cloth. The monster that began as a frightening sound in the dark has become Japan's patron saint of the unexplained, a reminder that the human mind would always rather name its fears than leave them faceless. And that is the Nue, a monkey, a tanuki, a tiger, and a snake, bound into the very shape of the unknown. So the next time you hear a sound in the dark you simply cannot place, spare a thought for old Japan, which would have given it a face. If you're enjoying these, subscribe, a new yokai every couple of nights, and a whole playlist waiting. Next time, something far more beautiful, and far more dangerous, a spider that takes the form of a lovely woman, the Jirogimo. Until then, sleep well. Also on Monster Atlas, our sister channel, charting folklore monsters from around the world.